I've been wandering through Guatemala for the past 4 days, and in that time, everything that could have gone wrong, went wrong. I arrived during the peak of a storm. Then my plane was canceled because of the weather. I ended up buying a bus ticket to my location, just to find out that the roads were flooded and closed. I found myself wandering through small towns, and eventually ended up in a city called La Máquina. I ended up having the greatest adventure of my life. I met some really cool people, ate the local food, drank the local drink, and experienced the culture at a new level. So I looked up other local spots I can explore, and found a beach town named Tulate. The funniest thing about the Google Earth images was that when I arrived, it was exactly the same, colorful bus and all. The boat taxi costs 10 quetzales round trip. That's about $1.30. This is the mouth of a river that empties out into the ocean. On the other side of the river, there's a small beach town. And there's a main road with food stands, and it looks like it caters to tourists. But there was none when I arrived. There's even little hotels with restaurants and bars. On the beach, there's a bunch of open-air, straw roof restaurants. It seems like this place really gets lively, but maybe just not today. And the beach is amazing. What is that? Is that a rock? We're gonna check that out. So what's really cool about this beach right here is that the water goes out pretty far. There's been a huge storm. Those are some gigantic waves. Those are like 10-foot waves. But the water goes out really far, and it's warm. It's warm. It's pretty shallow. Look at this place. Abandoned. Nobody here. Paradise. Nobody. Do people not know about this place? Or is it just because it's midweek? There's definitely no tourists here. That's 100% true. I'm sure of that. I'm pretty far in here, and the water hasn't gone much higher than my knees. But those waves out there are crazy. It's got a crazy tide too. I gotta be careful. It looks like there's a rip. There's definitely a rip over here, but it's so low it doesn't really matter too much. Pero mira aquí no miro nadie. ¿Por qué no hay nadie? Porque hoy viene. Oh, por sábado y domingo, sí. ¿Y nomás es gente de Guatemala que viene? No, sí, la mayoría. Sí. Algunos vienen de otros países. Sí. Estaba tomando, pues, están grandes, están como 20. I had a pretty good conversation with that dude, and he told me that the area is kind of dangerous. There's no lifeguards, and you also have currents going in different directions. When the tide's out, like today, the water's really low, so people end up walking pretty far out. He said the tide could come in unexpectedly, and people get caught in this. And the problem is you have currents going in different directions, so it's really difficult to swim out. I don't play with the ocean, man. I got pulled out in the rip when I was 10 years old. I don't know how I survived. I spent a few hours swimming and chilling by the beach. But I only got one more day in this country, and I want to try to explore as much as possible. I found out about a place the locals call El Barón, and it's only located about a mile up the road. So this right here is the Tulate area, and this is a mangrove. There's a beachway at the end. There's a mangrove over here that I want to check out, but look at all these little crabs, little mud crabs. Their big old arms. Hopefully I don't step on them. Look at this guy right here. Little mud crab. That's a big mud crab. I think people out here, this is a good size. They'll probably eat this guy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ah! Alright guy. You're tough. I know you're tough. Put him up. Oh shit! Put him up. He's jabbing. He's got a quick jab too, look. He's southpaw. Oh, he's... seems a little abandoned, you know? It almost seems private. It feels so good just to be walking around and it feels like it's mine. Be careful because it looks like it drops right there. You can see how it drops right there. It's probably pretty deep. But your feet get stuck in here and it sinks. And then the more you struggle to get out, the deeper it gets. This guy told me to walk this way. I'm gonna see if I can follow him out. I just don't want my shoes to get stuck and then I'll lose my shoe. But we'll see if we can get out. Por aquí, ¿verdad? Que traté de pasar allá y se me tragó todo el pie del zapato. Sí. Y aquí andan pescando por ¿cómo se dicen? Punches.
Ah, ¿sí?
Sí. ¿Usted anda pescando?
No, yo tengo unos palos con un remado.
Ah, ok. Tenga buen día. I made it across. This whole area here gets flooded when the tide comes in. And then there's a river that empties out somewhere. The river's over there. It empties out over there. And I think it empties out somewhere over there too. So it's all brine water. All this is underwater when the tide comes in. I can seriously picture myself living here. You know, just by the beach. I don't know how expensive these homes are around here. I think you could get one for like $13,000. Food's cheap. It's not very expensive. People are super nice. Everybody's super friendly. Everyone in this area is friendly. Everybody says hi. They wave at you. They might stare at you for a little bit, but as soon as you say hi, they're super friendly. They talk to you. And that's one thing that I've noticed is that Guatemalans are super friendly. Really nice people. We're in part of the beach. It looks like everything's washing up here. There was just a storm too, so that's probably what's being washed up. There's coconuts being washed up too. Seems like everybody's fishing out here. Let's go see what they're fishing. It looks a little weird. What's that foamy brown stuff? I don't know. But I don't think I want to go in there. I have no idea what that is. And, you know, I don't know much about the ocean. I'm not a biologist. I don't know what that is. So much I'm gonna stay out of it. But these guys seem to be okay. They're fishing in it. I wonder how much fish is this close to the shore though. Buenas tardes. ¿Sí cacharon algo? Buenas tardes. ¿Sí cayó algo? Oh, nada. Oh, sí, ahí está. ¿Y qué clase de pescado son esos? Oh, son como gatos casi. ¿Por esto es agua fresca o es agua salada? ¿Qué no?
Es agua salada.
¿Por este es un pescado de agua fresca? ¿O no?
Sí.
Sí, ¿verdad? Porque quizás hay un río por aquí. ¿Se sale el río?
Sí.
Tienen muchos. Es gato, por seguro es gato. Mira, este es gato. ¿Y esta qué es? También. I'm still getting used to talking to people on camera because people seem to be uncomfortable when I'm holding the camera up and look at the camera, and I don't know, I feel like it's kind of rude sometimes, but I had a conversation with these guys and what they were telling me is that the river empties out over here, and when it empties out, all these freshwater fish come out here, and this is a mix of salt water and fresh water out here in this area, and that's the reason why you're seeing all this foam, because all this foam is from the rivers that washed out the mountains. So, pretty cool place. I wonder if it's always like that, if it's always you know, freshwater fishing here, or maybe these guys are just taking advantage of the fact that there was a big storm and everything got washed out. Man, the pandemic had me restless. And I kept watching these YouTube channels where these guys were traveling. Guys like Volpe, Where Are You? And Ace Live and what's this other guy's name? Alder. And freaking all those guys are super famous on YouTube. And I was like, man, I need to get my ass out there and experience the world, man. I gotta get out of here. What the oh, never mind. Thought that was a shark tooth. So here I am in Guatemala. Alright, I need to cross back over. Cross. Oh, this looks easy right now. Not so bad. So right now I'm in a small military base that kind of doubles as an airport. So if you're catching flights from Guatemala City, you could actually make it to this airport here, which is in the city of Retalhuleu, but it's actually a military base. Pretty cool though. They have some kind of event going on right now. There's only one airline at this airport. It's called TAG, T-A-G. It only costs $75 to fly anywhere within their Guatemalan destinations. But they only have about 4 flights within Guatemala. The only problem is that every flight outside of the Aurora airport only flies back to the Aurora airport. This means that if you're in Rea, where I'm at right now, and you wanted to fly to Copan, you have to fly to the Aurora airport, pay another $75 so they can get you over to Copan from there. They also have flights outside of the country. You can go to El Salvador out the Aurora airport, or you can go to Belize or Honduras. Everybody told me that Guatemala is very dangerous, and I'm sure they're not lying to me, but I didn't experience. Oh, here's my plane. Fly, pelican, fly. Holy shit, that thing is tiny.